Hey, been a hot minute, and I care not at all about the lack of professionalism in this video. Do not care. But one, semester's over. Praise be. My heavens, this semester stink. Not fun. Some of my classes were just toot. I did my recital, which was fine. I have no major complaints. There were some hiccups for sure, but it wasn't like, alright, time to drown me. No, it was fine. I'm actually pretty happy with how that one turned out. But, huge milestone. It has been a year since the surgery, as of yesterday. I can dig it. No issues. Still kind of numb. Like, it definitely feels different from the other side. But it's not, like, painful. It's there, but it's not super noticeable. Nothing to get worked up about. So, I'm fine with it. Oh yeah, my hair's getting really long. I guess I'm growing it out for the wedding. I guess. Oh, and Josh just bought us a house. We're doing big people things. I'm doing student teaching next semester, and I'm with a music major friend in a class we just had that was real poopy. We hated it. Like, none of it applied to music majors. It was awful. Like, even music professors who have no say in this class, because it's for ed majors, which I'm music ed, and so is my friend who's with me. We have no say in it, so we are forced to take this class. And it's just a chunk of classes that are split up 8 days per class. It's poop. 0 out of 10. It's like I said, it's not applicable. Very few concepts are applicable. And they've rehashed so many concepts. Like, don't get into relationships with your students. Like, well, no, You foiled my plans. That's what I was gonna do next month. You got me. But that's common sense. The fact that we have to tell people not to have relationships with their students is kind of creepy. But, yeah. Very many things have been reiterated. And what's really sucky, I'm going on a rant. What's really sucky is we've got the standardized testing, and even elective teachers have to pick up the slack for other teachers. They have to help teachers prepare for standardized tests. It's like, this is not our fight. Don't bring us into this. Nope. This is not something we do. Don't. I get so miffed. Because it's like, you don't run music classes like Common Core. So yeah, I'm doing student teaching next semester. And I've already met with my cooperating teacher. And we're both pretty excited. Even though the college has made it sound like student teaching is a big, scary project. And it's like, great, that's what I want to hear. Great. Well, and I observed my cooperating teacher for a bit just to kind of see how she runs things, because I've never observed her before. And she's like, kindergarten's fun. And she's like, I only say that with a little bit of sarcasm. And I'm like, oh. Because I'm with her all day. Not a problem. I mean, I'd probably end up doing K-12. And it's crazy. This town is so small. They do K-12 all in one building. Like, there's no elementary school, there's no middle school, there's no high school. No, it's chunked all in one building. It's wild. Like, I've never seen that before. And I'm from Wyoming. I thought I knew rural up until that point. My goodness. So, at least I don't have to drive all over. That's another thing. It's only about 20-minute drive from here, which that's kind of why I asked to be placed there in the first place, because I did have a choice, and I just thought I have to be placed close by because of conversation I had with my doctor. Because I asked, because we talked about driving restriction, and I said, I was placed out of town. Is that going to be an issue? It's only like 20 minutes away. And he said, no, that won't be an issue. He said, I'd be more concerned about you doing regular trips of extensive driving. But if it's only 20 minutes, I'm not worried. I'm like, okay, cool. But a lot of people, they sometimes have to move to go to their student teaching, because it's just so far away. So like, they might have to rent somewhere. They might have to move in somewhere. They might have to find somebody they know, maybe. They'd have to find some sort of arrangement, and I'm here like, I don't have to move. I'm set. Like, I wouldn't want a student teach here, though, because I already know the teachers too well. And it's like, I don't think that would be beneficial for me. Which, that might sound crazy, but, like, if you think about it, like, I've been around these teachers way too long. So, I feel like it would be best for me to have a clean slate and know different students, because I've worked with these students here for a little bit. I mean, not like extensively, but yeah, going off of that, I've been helping the middle school flutes. That's been fun. I just got paid for it. And I told the teacher, I said, you don't have to pay me. And he paid me, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Playing that card. So, yeah, I've got gas money now, so I can go back home to Wyoming. Because that's about all I can use that for. Gas. Well, it's getting cheaper, but yeah, gas is not cheap. Although, on some of my trips, I drive by towns and gas is super cheap. Like, some of it even, like, high $2. And I'm like, I might have to get me a gas tank so I can smuggle that. But I'm ready to go home. I'm tired. And I meet with my doctor via Zoom on the 6th. And I can't freaking wait because I want to get off my meds so bad. They're expensive. They're a nuisance. Like, I still get loopy sometimes. And I just feel it. And I'm like, oh, this is my life now. Great. Splendid. Yeah, right now, I have laundry going because it's like, yeah, I'd rather not do all of that when I get up. Although, I'm still gonna wash my bedding. Because I'm one of those people where I'm like, I don't like having a mess to come back to. It freaks me out. Like, I'm gonna have to clean my room a lot before I leave, because just a bunch of stuff scattered makes me anxious. That's just how I am. Like, I'm gonna have to clean the bathroom, I'm gonna have to vacuum. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so it's been over a year since the surgery, and just thinking about it, I remember how anxious I was, just tense. I was just a mess. And yet, all I wanted beforehand was this surgery, just so I could be where I'm at now. And not see, oh gosh. So I had to play for graduation today with the band. And we would play in the basketball stadium for it. I forgot where the basketball stadium was. How many basketball games have I played at since I started school here? That's what seizures do. They're terrible. Well, because, like, I went to one of the basketball games, because there's the old basketball stadium, but it's also connected to the new one. It didn't register. So yeah, I was wandering around campus trying to figure out where the rest of the band was. I'm like, where are you guys? We're in this building. I was already there. Well, we're in here. I'm like, I don't even remember where that is. I'm like, yikes. Seizures are terrible. I don't remember conducting an orchestra. Because we had the Omaha Symphony come before the big yuck broke out. Like, right before. And this was when I had my conducting class. Excuse me. And, we conducted the orchestra to get some feedback on our conducting. No. And I had the score just kicking around in my room, and I was looking at it, and I thought, man, I wish they came. They did. Brain went toot. Wiped out some of the software. It was nice. Because my flute teacher brought it up. Because we had a quartet, and I would share the video. It's on Twitch, but I'd share it, but I'd get tagged for copyright. It's gonna expire tomorrow. Yeah, it would get tagged for copyright just because of, it's whatever. Anyway, so I have this quartet piece, and then part of it I had to kind of conduct just to keep us all together. And she asked me, she said, do you remember when you conducted the orchestra and what they told you? I said, no. So then I had to stew on it. Never clicked. Still hasn't. And I asked one of my friends about it. I said, do you remember the orchestra coming? The symphony? He said, yeah. I said, did you watch the workshop? He said, yup. I said, did you happen to catch any feedback I got? He said, no, but someone else in the class was taking notes. So I was like, oh boy, I'm going to go scramble through my notes, see if I can find something. Thankfully, I found something. And I've typed them out so I can, look for them later. It's just sad. Seizures are terrible. They're terrible. It's so sad when, like, some of the most memorable things you'd think, like, going to basketball games, the same building, and just... So I was late for rehearsal. Thankfully not for the performance, but rehearsal. I'm waltzing in, like, sorry, I forgot where this building is. If people are driving by me, they're like, do you know where the Chicoine Center is? And I'm like, I'm in the band and I don't know. Like, yeah, this is my life. And it's hard not to feel stupid, but then I have to tell myself, like, hey, it's not your fault. It happens. Sucks, but it happens. So yeah, I mean, thankfully I haven't had any seizures since last July. And hopefully that 10% chance doesn't emerge, doesn't become a reality, because that would stink. It would be terrible. I'd be super irked. I would cry. Because it's not fun. Alright, well, yeah. 1 year since the surgery. Yay. Thanks for listening to my ramblings. They are not sparse. I'm gonna... Yeah, the thing that I've been working on now to get me miffed, because I've had, like, postpartum depression, because I haven't had any flute material to practice. Because I don't want to rehash my old stuff. But I'm like, well, now I need something that'll get me miffed. Well, I have to pass off basic violin. I'm like, well, there it is. Now I'm getting miffed. We're set. Okay, well, that's it. Bye.